I'm Alex Scarpello. I go by RoninScar, and my new collection for the fall is titled The Zone. It's a kind of a narrative of like my personal relationships and kind of like showing them through the research of Chernobyl. And then the reason it's titled The Zone is because uh, I've done two shows previously, and those were kind of like introduction shows, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so this one's titled The Zone because it's basically, I guess you could say, like world building or kind of storytelling, kind of like creating a narrative and like a foundation of for my future work and like things other than fashion, maybe art or other creative endeavors. And um, I also was researching Andrei Tarkovsky. He's a Russian filmmaker, very, very famous in Russian film, and he had a film titled Stalker, and it's basically a stalker leads these two people into the zone, and there's supposedly this room that gives you uh, basically what your heart desires. So I'm relaying that narrative of like the zone, and I'm like kind of making myself the stalker and kind of leading people through my version of the zone and kind of exploring like kind of telling the story of like what I like and what I want to do in the future. For my stuff, I've really focused on what I like to wear and kind of like creating a wardrobe for myself, but then presenting it for others, and maybe they can kind of like take what like I make and then wear it for themselves. I focus on like loose silhouettes, oversized silhouettes, a lot of big shapes. Um, in terms of fabric, I used a lot of canvas, and I'm using a lot of surface techniques such as like waxing, distressing, um, painting, a lot of like fabric layers, like layered sleeves, layered backs, a lot of I have a focus on like metal hardware, so like snaps, rivets, other like metal accents. I think it didn't really affect me like mentally because I'm kind of a homebody, but I think it really changed how I approach the collection and kind of how I've been like living day to day. Um, when it started, I kind of like realized, okay, I'm gonna have all this time. I need to somehow use that. And I, at the beginning of like coming up with ideas and everything, I really focused on research and trying to be like historically accurate and get like some of the references that I'm using, I'm trying to be like spot on. And I took a lot of time to research before I started making everything. I feel like it's timely to do this collection now just because of everything going on. And it just makes more sense and kind of like I think people will understand it a lot better.